Hello, defense tubers and Twitch kind, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Not wrong with me, BlueAnkylo. It's time to prove we're not the murderer. This is it. A course for justice, indeed. One way or another, this case gets decided today, yeah. They don't mess around in this world. Oh, hello, Edgeworth. It's quite the suit you've got. I like the little floofy neck thing. Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the public prosecutor's office yesterday. He told me that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty, end of story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. An ascot. It is an ass caught. How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. This is your glimpse into Edgeworth's personality. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Well, don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. He might have some history. Well, our court will be opening for session soon. Yeah, no defense attorney needed. I'll be defending myself. I am a lawyer. Let's do this. September 9th, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. Order! Order in the court! Alright. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Are you sure you're up to this? It's only my second trial, I'll be fine. My hair will protect me. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of another witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call as witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to get anywhere, but we might as well try. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify at the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Saving time and all that jazz. Great. At least they don't keep score for these anyway. I would like to call Mr. Redwhite to the stand. Full name? You wish to know the title of my personage? Bling. Just your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse, eh? I should add in, like, terrible syllables to all of his words. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or, to use a more common term, the Presidente of Blue Corp. He never changes, Music Dan. He never changes. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Even Edgeworth is tired of this guy. Correctamundo. And you witnessed the murder from there. Ahem. Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done. Why do I always feel like I'm at the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Yeah, that's how it always goes. Bling! I hope you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Hey, Maya gets to hang out with us now. Let him have it, Phoenix. Alright, let's do this. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papier by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man, attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Alright. Let's do it. So, it was about 9. Let's not push our luck here because everyone's out to get us. So, it was about 9. I was quietly reading some papers by the window. Well, there was a table by the window. I didn't see any papers, but maybe. By window, you mean the one directly across from Fay and Co. Law Office. Correct! That is the only window you see. And there you were reading papers? Correct! The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I am a businessman who had business to do. Yeah, I didn't figure you'd get much. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. So, you were reading your paper until you heard the sounds. I am no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. No snoop, yeah, right. I made a career out of snooping. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Spiky-haired? Didn't get much out of that. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony, maybe? Miss May clearly stated the assailant looked like a girl. Ah, yes, of course, of course. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Bling-worthy. Counting both eyes, 40. 40 what? I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is the judge on, anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She too was surprised, of course. What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly, like a woman. Did you know she had been tapping the Fae office phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand, apparently. I care not. I will answer the question of the I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of the Fae woman. Make a good politician, Mr. White. Ho ho! After all, I am El Presidente. See, I knew it. Please continue. The victim, she ran away, but you... Hold on. This reminds me of something. This one? The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. I might have to present that here to get any progress. But let's press first. Can you be a little bit more detailed? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course! Comprende! I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Edgeworth, are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-positively perfect. Should be a tiv in there. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect the new detail. The victim ran to the left, and you gave chase. Well, I have something to say about that. Objection! Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Wonder why he thought it was the right. Or sorry, why he thought it was the left and she thought it was the right. I wonder if your point of view would change the direction that someone was running in from perspective. No, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left as you claim, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. I believe you. Look at his face. I don't think he's lying. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing? Wait a second! Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain the contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses telling the truth. Finally. Ha! I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction yet. And there is one scenario that would explain the conflicting accounts. Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. What do you mean? Seriously, guys, it's not that complicated. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law office of Fae & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Show the court where Mr. White was standing. Right by that giant K. Give or take. Take that! This is where he was. Look! When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Oh. Well, you said it, Edgeworth. Order. I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion? The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Not like that stupid Pokemon. Ho ho ho. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. But now, he's laughing. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this, I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Of course, let's let him just change his story a little bit. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. The truth is, they usually get worse and worse the more you press them, so hopefully we'll catch him. Version 2. She ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she ran first to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with her last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. Wait a second. It's been a while, but that doesn't sound right to me. That is what Miss May saw. You see? You hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? Well, I have to say, that doesn't make much sense to me, Judge. You guys are forgetting previous evidence. Oh, you bet. You better believe it. You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. So, specifically, of all this mumbo-jumbo he's spouting, yes, Miss May was right. I don't believe it. Still not correct. The last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That doesn't sound like... That is what Miss May saw. You see? You hit her twice. The thing is... The thing is... By a blow by a blunt object. That's a singular blow. Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? That's wrong. I only hit her once. What are you talking about? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were abso-positively perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. Objection! The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Yeah, rabble. Don't let him get away. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White? Okay. Version 3. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer at you attacked her, but she dodged, and then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap. Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Alright. Cross-examination. Now, how are we going to get him on this one? Alright, we got to be careful here. Can't mess it up. I looked at the other window. See... Let's press him on that. You heard that thing. Oh, I want you to press him on that other window, not about the thing. The glass light stand. Oh. Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, actually it does. Continue pressing. Mr. White, you're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Now, hold on. Now that he's changed his testimony, remember this thing? How would you see that? That's the window. The light stand's over here. If it had fallen down and broken, you know, the window doesn't show the floor. Objection! Mr. White! It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. Look at this! Floor plans. The scene of the murder. Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you'd be able to see. Bazinga! Well, note the stand is not visible, or is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity! Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have even been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. I guess I could have presented that earlier too. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law office. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. That was a good head desk. Wow, we keep pointing at him being in that office. Mr. White. Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor. Aye, Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. Edgeworth, don't you play that song! What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, hmm? What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The what? Don't you wriggle out of this now. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who? Or whom? You wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correctamundo! You're most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what this all means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White, there's too many very similar sounding names here, that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to the office well before the murder took place. He went to place the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. I'm not yet satisfied. Alright, you will testify about this wiretap. Bling! I feel faint. Alright, the next version. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over by the sound. Correct. That is right. I see very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Yeah, what am I supposed to do now? Thanks, Maya. Ah, right. We don't have a lot to work with. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I'm not sure what we've got for this one. How many versions is he allowed to... He just is allowed to change it forever, basically, until you finally catch him. Let's see. Is there anything here that would help us? We know about the phone call the day of the murder. Maybe I should quickly read through this again. I don't think this is it, though. That was the clock thing. We haven't really talked about the clock statue thing. See you tonight at 9. This is how he knew she was there at 9, though. Because obviously Miss May knew about that. Glass shards, that didn't help. She didn't have this... Well, she would have had that in September, so that'd be fine. The wiretap. I don't think I have any specific evidence that's going to help here. Alright, we're going to have to press him. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. That proves the wiretap was placed before the murder. At least 12 hours before it, yes. Not a good start. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. How? That's not going to get us anywhere. Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Well, they might be. We could actually get that checked. He's already run a check, so it's probably, yeah, that's fine. Edgeworth has probably set all that up ahead of time. I could see he's pretty good at that kind of preparation stuff. Of course, I'd done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap Mia's phone? That's a good question. But we're not allowed to ask it. This has no bearing on the current case. Well, it sort of does. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts, with responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? Well, fella, the phone only talks of the phone date, the message date is the date of the murder, 12 hours before. So we just know that the wiretap was in place at least that much before the murder. It doesn't really tell us anything about the murder itself. The meeting at 9 was supposed to be between Mia, Maya, and me to go for dinner. And he got there first, killed her before we got there. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beautacious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Damn it, there's nothing there for me to press him on. Oh well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Ha! Well, I'm not even sure what we're supposed to go with on this one. The cell phone... was September 5th in the morning of the murder. Talks about the statue. Took the clockwork out. See tonight at 9. Yeah, the definition of week's a bit sketchy. I don't think... The game tends to not worry about such tiny definitions like that. Glass light stand broken. Clock slash thing. The wiretap. The receipt. I'm not sure what I have to push him on. I have to present something to get anything out of him now. It's probably going to be... I'm not even sure on this one, actually. Just a second. Haha! We have the power of cheating should we need it. Anyway, we're just going to put that there for now. Entered the Fae. Of course, he's done so to place the wiretap. Wow, there's really not a lot. There may have been literally nothing to press at all at that point. So you just read through it a couple times and go, I don't know what we're supposed to do with that. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. No more. Mr. Wright? Are you giving up? What? No, I don't want to give up. Phoenix! Yeah, I don't think there's anything we could actually have done there. Generally, you can keep cycling through the testimony as many times as you'd like. When it forces you to move forward like that, it's, you have to continue on. I know that voice. Mia? Wait a second. What's going on here? Mia, you're... Time to die. Guess we're already dead. We're seeing ghosts. Where am I? The waiting lobby. What's going on? What happened? I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Yeah. It weighs heavy up. Wait a second. God, time to pass out again. Look, we didn't put a lot of points into our constitution, okay? It's all about charisma as a lawyer. A bit of intelligence. Just a little. Gak? There's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. Hot boss. Wait. What? Maya? But you've filled out nicely, Maya. I mean, what? Strong psychic. What? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So Maya is channeling you? That's right. It's Maya Mia. Uh-huh. She never gave up, so you can't either. Okay. Never give up. But you've already won. I'm pretty sure I lost. You have that receipt in the court record, right? Yeah, it's there. The one you wrote Maya on? White wrote that. So, see, she really was killed in one blow. And then someone took, well, White took her finger and wrote Maya to blame her. So what do I do? Look at the front of the receipt. We never thought of looking at the front. We never learned how to turn evidence upside down yet. It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow. Glass light stand. What? Date of purchase, September 4th. Oh. Man, sure wish I had just looked at that receipt earlier. That's right, Phoenix. Pay attention to evidence when you put it in there. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. By the way, what's it like being dead? Like, you know, being a ghost and all? Alright, let's try this again. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. So Fellow was actually right in a way. We just didn't have the details to push yet, until now. There you go. Let's do it. I do know I'm innocent. Alright, now the receipt is it's supercharged evidence. Man, court sure goes fast here. She died like 4 days ago. Alright, reconvene. Sorry for passing out, everybody. Is the defendant, rather... Are you alright, Mr. Wright? I'm alright. Okay, I'll stop. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright. No. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. As a phoenix, he shan't rise from the ashes of his defeat or anything. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Again. Version whatever .0 this is. Alright, beginning of September, the week before the murder. Ha ha! But, old chap, as we have learned via finally reading the front of this evidence, the date of the purchase is the day before the murder! Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? Blah, you're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. Why does no one pay attention to evidence here? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of the receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase... Why, that's the day before the murder! Gah! Double gah! Haha, you see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Head desk face smash! Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. He's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you, but I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then, that is all for this trial of... Edgeworth, just shut it. It's over. You lose. Stop with your music. What now? No way you can worm out of this. Oh. It's Edgeworth. This is what he does. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. What? So, guilty until proven innocent? I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Objection! Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong the trial any further. Mr. Edgeworth? If anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether your claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. Well, I tried. The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No! There's no telling what will happen if we can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. And after Mia showed up to help me and all, and the bling... Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. God, it's all falling apart. The witness will stay? Phoenix, read this note out loud. Okay. Extra memo. Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. My life is riding on it. I have something I would like to read to the court. Mia's memo. A list of people's names in Mia's handwriting. Take that, indeed. The memo Mia had given me was a tongue twister of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop! Desist, halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How? How did you get that list? Mr. White. Admit your guilt right here, right now. Or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Done. Smile. No idea how we won. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yeah, you said it. It was spirited. Yeah, Your Honor. Yeah. I guess you could say that. Yeah. Well, this court finds the defense, rather, the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Party, confetti, cheers, woo! I'm glad the courtroom's so happy with us. That is all. Court is adjourned. September 9th, 224. Defendant lobby number 1. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, seeing as I'm dead. But, congratulations. You're lucky I was born a fae. Yeah, we're lucky, alright. So, about that drink. I'm glad you made it. Yeah. And, you know, what? You risked a lot to help me and Maya. Well, you're my hot boss, and she seems like a nice young girl. But you're dead. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. You know, being dead and all. Yeah, plus we didn't go on that date yet. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief? Can I come to the office? 9 o'clock. You really like that 9 time. I'll see you later. Maya Mia. September 9th, 9:02. Gotta keep her waiting at least a couple minutes. It's hard not to think about that night. Mia? Well, we never had that date. How about a burger? Well, that sounds more like Maya to me. Blah! Not Mia! It's Maya! She's the one that likes burgers. Well, you do kind of look like your sister. There's a couple differences. There's two significant differences. She might not be aware of it yet. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya, why are you here? Mia wrote Mia? Mia wrote Mia? Are you kidding me, game? That's another 2 points of cringe. Take care of Phoenix for me. Exactly how were you planning? Also, what's the age of consent in this state? I'm not 100% sure you're old enough. Oh, right, the office. Sure. Wright & Co. law offices? Yes, we inherited a law firm. And who better but me? Maya Fey. Alright. Let's make this casual. Yo, Nick! Maya here. Ready to get down to business, dog. You don't mind calling me Nick, do you? Actually I do. It's Mr. Wright. That's what my friend Larry calls me? Fella. So we're partners, hey? Well, I inherit the office of her sister, and I get my own law firm, basically. It's not bad. It is Maya's fault. But, yeah, you know, we'd probably be in jail, and that would have been pretty bad. It's got a good ring. Wright & Co. law offices. Thanks, Maya. Thanks, Mia. Thanks, Ghost Boss and young sister helper girl. Look, I don't know how this works out. She'll always be here, watching. Now, you'd think that'd be the end of the game, but it's not. Right! Wrong! Let's do it. Burgers, dummy. Burgers. She's pretty cheerful for having her sister die, like, a couple days ago. Alright. She's a cheerful kid. The end. For now. To be honest, it's only the end of that case. So YouTube, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. We'll probably be back with some more Ace Attorney another day. And hope you guys have enjoyed and all that. See you next time.